It's that beautiful time of year where betting odds are starting to be released for college basketball things. And specifically of interest to me today is the Big Ten conference winner futures market, which has just been released. I believe you can bet this through BetMGM right now, but it was VegasInsider.com that first publicized these odds. They put an article together over the weekend. So this harkened me back to last year, Car. Not to just like drop a harkened on you, but at the wedding I was at on Saturday, I was the only guy who was like in the little portable restroom and then locked myself in there and was like going back to dig up 2023 Big Ten basketball futures odds. But I wanted to know, like, in hindsight, obviously Purdue should have been a huge favorite, but I couldn't remember what it was. Come to find out, last season, preseason, Purdue was like plus 200. Michigan State was plus 200. And then everybody else was further down because MSU was top five. But the point is, the lesson learned, there was a clip from us where I was like, I will run to the bank and I will put all my money on Purdue. And I was begging people to bet Purdue. The lesson to be learned is you can find value with these betting odds. And the other lesson to be learned is that next year is going to be a lot different because it doesn't look like the Purdue Invitational anymore. It looks very wide open. So I'm going to read you the 10 favorites or the first couple teams, and then I'll get your general thoughts on this. The favorite to win the Big Ten regular season next year, according to Vegas Insider and BetMGM, is UCLA at plus 450, just over 4-1. Second is Michigan State, the Spartans, at 5-1. Purdue is third at 6-1. Purdue is tied with Indiana at 6-1 for the third best odds to win the Big Ten. Rutgers is 9-1. Ohio State and the Fighting Jake Dieblers 10-1. Illinois 10-1. Dusty May and Michigan 11-1. And then Maryland and Oregon at 20-1 rounds out the top 10. From there, I'll just in order go USC, Wisconsin, Northwestern, Iowa, Washington, Penn State, Nebraska, and Minnesota at the rear. Your thoughts?
I mean, I think the first initial thought should be the same for everybody, and it's that you can get, in my opinion, the top two contenders to win the Big Ten, both at plus 600 odds over like a UCLA at plus 450 or Michigan State at plus 500. I think getting Purdue and Indiana at plus 600 is something definitely worth taking a look at. And then moving down that list, if you want to get into like the 10-1 range on where you want to pick, if Illinois hits and the talents, there's definitely a world where they could be in the running at the end of the season to win the Big Ten title. So I think those are the three initial great value odds that pop out towards me. UCLA being plus 450 is crazy to me.
Insane.
All alone. That's wild.
I don't get it. I'm very baffled by it. This team returns a bunch of dudes who were a big part of the team that was so bad last year. Like they couldn't win games in the Pac-12 card, let alone in a better conference now. I'm baffled. I get why I think a lot of people believe in UCLA's talent for various reasons, and they brought in some good players, talented players for sure. They ranked high on our transfer class rankings, and I may be too low on them, but I don't think anyone on earth has them as the favorite to win this conference. The other thing I don't think anyone on earth has is Michigan State as the second favorite, more likely than Purdue and Indiana. Explain that to me. What is Vegas getting here?
They're getting Izzo'd, I think. I there's no reason, and listen, I'm a Michigan State guy. I'm excited about this team. And you know what? Yes, the goal should be like win the Big Ten. That should be Michigan State standards, correct? But like, if I'm picking like where I think they should be as far as like odds to win the conference, more like highest four, like the fourth longest odds, and like somewhere in that like 4 to like 8 range or something like that. I'm very surprised to see them being second by themselves too, by the way, on this
Yeah.
list of odds.
Okay, so I want to play two games with you here. I want to play would you bet this at the number it is, and then I want to play let's fix the odds to what they should be.
Okay.
So let's start at the top. UCLA plus 450. Would you bet that? No way.
No,
Michigan State 5-1. No.
no.
Purdue 6-1. I think you have to.
Yes.
Indiana 6-1. I think you have to.
Yes.
Rutgers 9-1. I might bet it.
I might bet it too.
I might bet it.
I
I
might
mean,
bet that.
getting double the value on the team with Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey over the team led by Jeremy Fears and Xavier Booker and Sky Clark and Kobe Johnson. Like,
Yeah.
just say that out loud. Like, that's crazy to me. Ohio State 10-1. I wouldn't touch it.
No, not touching it.
You hesitated though. You thinking about it?
I was waiting for you to go to the next one.
Okay.
That will be
Illinois
tough.
10 to 1. Illinois 10 to 1, I think, is a must bet.
Yes.
Michigan 11 to 1.
No.
I wouldn't touch it, but I think outside of the three we mentioned, that's one that is actually worth a second look, at least. Like if you're gonna talk yourself into Illinois' upside, I think there's a similar path to talk yourself into Michigan's upside. Maryland 20 to 1.
No.
Yeah, it's a no. Oregon 20 to 1.
I'm peeking at that.
I peeked at that one too.
I'm
I
peeking
peeked at
at
that one
that.
too. Yeah.
I like Altman. If TJ Bamba can make a believer out of me, I like the backcourt. Shellstead. To me, they have like that formula that we like because I think that guys like Kwame Evans and guys like Mookie Cook can take some steps and be like those NBA players that come back as sophomores. You know, they get Phillips they steal him from Arizona, kind of a highly touted freshman. I might find my way into feeling like that's a good, you know, that's like a good value there.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Yeah, that's the only other one that catches my eye too as a long shot. I like that 20 to 1. I would also throw out, I put a little star next to Greg Gard's Wisconsin Badgers at 35 to 1 cart.
Sorry, what'd you say?
35 to 1 Greg Gard's Wisconsin Badgers.
No.
We have seen Greg Gard just straight up meat and potatoes and spotted cow his way to a Big Ten championship in a wide open year before. It's a wide open year, my friend. Like this, of all the years, if I'm writing a betting preview for this, of all the years, this is the year to take some long shots. This is why, like everybody's 6 to 1, we love the value for it.
There's a better long shot value, I think.
Who's the better long shot value?
Greg, do you love a good retirement tour, a good farewell?
Don't tell me Fran McCaffrey. You think Fran McCaffrey's going to win the Big Ten?
It's plus 666, man.
Led by Owen Freeman?
I respect Owen Freeman.
He's good, but like just you can't say that out loud with a straight face. At least with Wisconsin, to me, the formula is like John Blackwell becomes a superstar. Nolan Winter's way better than anybody realizes. Because I actually think that dude rocks. And like Nolan Winter in a bigger role with Crowell still there is like a legitimately great front court. So I don't know. I'm semi into it. Klesman's a great role player type. Like they just need Blackwell to superstar. And if he can, it could work.
I just hope John Blackwell has a good year before he decides like, okay, I'm in Wisconsin.
True. Okay, let's play Fix the Odds. So UCLA's before is plus 450. They are the favorite. Actually, how do we want to do this? I feel like we need to like work our way down the list, right? We can't like just start at UCLA.
Can we fix Minnesota's?
What should Minnesota's be?
I just should be lower.
Don't do that to Gopher Crew, dog. They've been through
Sorry,
enough.
man. That you know what? Gopher Crew came at us, man. I gotta send a little shot.
So, okay, I would like to start at the top, just work our way down and say what should the odds be. To me, the favorite should be Indiana on paper. Do you agree with me?
I think they have it right by having Purdue and Indiana the same, but they should both be the favorites.
Okay. So they have UCLA at plus 450 as the favorite. To me, that's a little long. Like my gut says Indiana should be about plus 300, 3 to 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say either that or like both like plus 28, like 280 to win it.
Indiana plus 280, Purdue 3 to 1.
You want Indiana to be one, don't you?
They deserve it, Cart. They
All
do.
right, fine.
Indiana,
Do they deserve it?
Indiana plus 280, Purdue 3 to 1. From there, everything else dips for me. Like I have Illinois third, as do you, I think. They're 10-1 in real life. I think for my odds, I would make them like 7-1. Is that fair?
Let's go 6-1.
650.
Fine.
650. Who would be next? Rutgers in our minds? You could go back to UCLA now, but I think it would be like Rutgers, UCLA, Michigan State.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Rutgers real odds were what, 9-1? What do you think they should be?
I mean, the plus 8-1.
I go 8-1, just slightly
Yeah.
better. I think that's
Yeah.
good. Next up, I'll go UCLA fifth. That's where my heart is at. They're 450 in the books. I would have them 10-1 to win this league.
I go Michigan State 10-1 because Mick Cronin's bald.
Do you think Michigan State should have better odds than UCLA to win the Big Ten?
I think they're more similar than people think.
Okay.
Like, I don't think there's as massive of a gap between UCLA and Michigan State.
Okay. All right, that's fine with me. Michigan State and UCLA 10-1. And let's just do a couple more here to wrap this up so I can get a nice looking graphic put together.
I'd probably right here, I'd probably consider,
Oregon.
Maryland, Michigan, Oregon.
I would say Oregon should jump a little bit. Oregon's 20-1 in real life. I think they should probably be like 12-1.
Yeah, that sounds 12-1. And then Michigan and Maryland both at 18,
About 15.
16.
So you think Michigan's odds are actually worse than they should be? You don't think they should be 11-1. You think they should be 16-1.
Given the ones we just spoke about, yeah. Because if you put them higher, you would have them ahead of who do we have them ahead of?
I mean, if we had them, well, Oregon is kind of the only one we jumped them with here.
Mm. I feel like I put Oregon before Michigan.
Okay.
I think. Or maybe the same, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Give me 15-1.
Okay.
Maryland, Michigan. Call it a day.
Okay.
Okay. All right. There you have it. We just fixed the Big Ten odds. And at the odds we set them at, what are you betting? Indiana plus 280, Purdue 3-1, Illinois plus 650, Rutgers 8-1, UCLA and Michigan State 10-1. What are you betting?
Probably Rutgers.
I would bet Illinois still, but I'm mortgaging Indiana. Like I'm already mortgaging it. 6-1 for Indiana. That's a to the bank retirement play. Car, you know what I love about you?
That I'm handsome?
You're reliable. I can count on you. Honestly, you remind me of Aaron Henry a little bit. Remember when their back was against the wall, nothing was going right, and man just showed up every day. He didn't make excuses. There were no problems. There were just solutions.
Sounds like me.
That's you. And it also reminds me of Duncan Mechanical Solutions, because if you're looking for quality furnace repair, look no further than the heating and air experts that you can trust. Comfort and quality are their standard. They're an HVAC company that serves Northeast Indiana and Southern Michigan, whether it's heating and air conditioning, plumbing, kitchen and bath remodeling, or emergency services when you need them most. Duncan Mechanical Solutions has reliable service that you can count on. Cart, remember when your basement almost exploded?
I remember when my basement almost exploded. I remember when my furnace itself was acting funny. I remember when my AC was acting funny. I wish I had Duncan in my back pocket. I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been anywhere in northern Indiana or southern Michigan that hasn't been perfectly cool or perfectly warm, depending on when the day called for. And that's because of Duncan Mechanical Solutions. They are the presenting sponsor for the month of July. Shout out to Duncan Mechanical Solutions. Go to duncanmechanicalsolutions.com to learn more.